Good evening, Milwaukee. After watching last night's family night scrimmage here on Fox 6, a lot of Packer fans weren't so much cheering as they were cringing. That's because the Packer defense theoretically improved with new coordinator Jim Bates, looked about as new and improved as the Edsel. Bates has to know that it takes a while for new defenses to gel, but he still has to be a little concerned about his depth after yesterday's showing. While the first-team defense didn't do badly and fill-ins Colin Cole and Mike Hawkins held their own with the big boys, the second team had more than a few issues with the Bills' offense also retooling during this offseason. Nonetheless, the Packers appear to be taking the kung fu approach on both sides of the ball. Patience, grasshopper.
It helps a lot to get these kind of wrinkles out. There's some big wrinkles in there, but they're very fixable, and in time we'll get them fixed.
It definitely showed us that we're not where we want to be at right now. So from that standpoint, we just got to keep working, go back to work, and be ready for Detroit.
Hey, we know you can't get enough Packer talk, so make sure you join us as we kick off the Packers Blitz tomorrow night at 10:35. Our own Tim Van Vorn and Tom Pippins will be joined by Sports Radio 1250's Peter Brown. That's the Packers Blitz tomorrow night after the 10 o'clock news. While Cheeseheads might not be happy with the results of last night's scrimmage, they weren't as hostile as the Giants and Jets at practice today. 2 plays in and we are having a hootenanny. Not a surprise that Jeremy Shockey was among those who started this fight. A lot of shoving in words, but fortunately, no reported injuries. Normally, this side of football means it's time to ignore the Brewers, but the crew's recent play has held some attention. After all, the Brewers were just a game below that elusive 500 mark entering last night's opener with the Phillies. Part of the reason the Brewers are flirting with 500, Jeff Jenkins hot hitting. Jenks hits this one so hard it lands in New Jersey. 1-zip Brewers after Jenkins' solo shot. Ben Sheets threw no-hit ball into the 6th and gave up just 4 hits in 9 innings. This one would go extras, though, tied at 1 in the top of 10. Bill Hall on first. Damian Miller laces a double to right. Hall wants to hold at third, but Bobby Abreu irks Little League coaches everywhere by missing the cutoff man. Hall scores on that error, then Chase Utley picks up the ball and throws it into the seats. Miller comes home on error number 2. Matt Wise gets his first save in the bottom of 10. The crew wins 3-1, and they haven't been at 500 this late in the season since 1998. But the owner and Benji don't want to stop there.
And I tell you how many of the guys on the team have said that this is the best clubhouse chemistry they've had at any of the teams they've been on. And it's really true. There's not one bad guy in that clubhouse. And what I like is that they're all looking through 500. It's not like, hey, we got to 500. They want to get through it, and they're all focused on the wild card competing for the playoffs.
500's the goal to be at the end of the year, but you don't want to just shoot for 500, we're shooting for bigger and better things, and we're just going to try to keep on this road, keep winning, and if we keep doing that, we'll 500 be in the rearview mirror, and that's what we're looking for as a team.
Game 2 of that series is just getting underway in the city of brotherly love. Hey, last but not least, remember Jason Gore? The Tin Cup wannabe that made noise at this year's U.S. Open became the 3rd golfer all-time to break 60 on the nationwide tour yesterday. His 59 featured 2 eagles and 4 birdies on the back 9. Gore stands tied for 4th in the tournament after only managing a 68 today. A 68? Man, I can't even shoot that for 9 at Curry Park. That's all for sports. Allie and Brad are back with more after this. Going big is almost a tradition when the Bucks get the first pick in the draft. In 1969, they took the league's biggest scorer, Lou Alcindor, while in 94 it was the big dog, Glenn Robinson. So it should come as no surprise that in the same position last night, the Bucks stayed with the trend and went with the big man.
With the first pick in the 2005 NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Andrew Bogut from Australia and the University of Utah.
While Bogut was a happy man in New York, a big crowd watching the draft in the Bradley Center was also pleased with the pick. But the happiest men of all might be Bogut's future teammates like Desmond Mason, who said he thought this was the best pick from day one.
Obviously, I can say my opinion and what I think, but it's ultimately their decision to make our team better, and I definitely think they made the right choice.
While any fan that remembers Tony Mandrich will say that all top picks risk being big busts, Larry Harris is confident that Bogut is the man for the plan.
I think when you have the number 1 pick, you want to shoot to feel like you've got the best player, and that player is going to be able to come in and make an immediate impact. With my staff and all the time they put in and everything that we did, I really think they did a tremendous job.
Other than picking someone to clean up the confetti, there's only one more selection the Bucks have to make after tonight. That would be choosing someone to fill the big void that is the opening at head coach. At the Bradley Center, I'm Dan Pfeifer, Fox 6 Sports.
Bingo. You think?
Awesome. Yeah. It was 2001 and Steve Stricker had it made. After winning the World Match Play Championship, the Edgerton native was not only $1 million richer, his tour card was renewed for 3 full years. Fast forward then to today. Stricker, here at Brown Deer on a sponsor's exemption, needs to make the cut to cash in. His tour card expired after last year.
And that's the real deal, is making checks to creep up that money list. And if I can't play, obviously that's a lost opportunity, and I don't know, to tell you the truth, how many opportunities I'm going to have the rest of the year.
Winning the U.S. Bank Championship means getting a nice trophy as well as your picture on the walkway here at Brown Deer. But for golfers like Stricker, it's just getting to the weekend that's important.
This is an event where you really want to play well, and I never seem to lately, but it's been a work in progress, you know, and obviously I'd like to play 2 more days.
Stricker's numbers this year aren't terrible. He did finish 4th in Tucson, and he has the 3rd best putts per hole average on tour. But without the card, it's a week-to-week battle for the Wisconsin pro.
I don't have a next for certain. I've written to all the tournament sponsors, the tournament directors, and I've gotten some replies back, but they seem to hang on to the last possible moment. So it's really up in the air.
In Brown Deer, I'm Dan Pfeifer, Fox 6 Sports. The West Bend West baseball team is ready for the upcoming state tournament. The guys are focused, the coach is watching every move, and the fans are on summer vacation?
I do miss a lot of the fans. I mean, because a lot of people during school year, it's just school, you know. But for summer baseball, it's just, well, you know, we can go out and party, or we can go, you know, work if they have to. A lot of people work in the summer.
Just about every kid loves to strap on the mitt and throw the old horsehide around during the summer. But not every kid likes to play their high school ball then. Therefore, the debate goes on. Should teams in Wisconsin play during the spring, or should they play during the summer?
In the spring, kids are done. And the kids that are good enough to go on to college, they can get looked at a little bit earlier than the summer kids can. But I think the advantage is, for one thing, is the weather. I mean, it's so much fun to play when it's 80, 85 degrees outside.
Ask the Spartans and they'll pretty much say that summer's the way to go.
I love playing in summer. I wouldn't want to play in spring. I mean, summer you got the nice weather. You don't have to worry about school.
But what about the hype, the hoopla of high school athletics?
Do we need it? No, we don't need it. We can go up there and just have fun with our team and, you know, try to get the W.
Spring or summer, sometimes it's just about the game. In West Bend, I'm Dan Pfeifer, Fox 6 Sports.